We are back on my channel, Survive and Thrive. And today we're going to talk about a crypto project that I typically cover at least once a month, but I haven't covered in almost 2 months, and that project is Algorand, ticker symbol ALGO. And I really just want to jump into the latest news on this very exciting project and somewhat behind the scenes. For any of you who do not know, it is the first peerless proof of stake project out there. And they are doing a lot of technology advancement similar to what Ethereum is doing, but they already have a proof of stake system, and that is a big transition that Ethereum is trying to make. And so let's get into the details. And if you want to watch previous videos, check out my channel and just look up Algorand, and you'll find, like I said, at least a video every 4 to 6 weeks. This first article on Crypto Slate: Algorand funds FlexID to offer Africa's unbanked self-sovereign IDs. This funding deal is under Algorand's impact category, which picked out FlexID as a catalyst for global financial inclusion. So Algorand has invested an undisclosed amount in FlexID to expand the self-sovereign identity SSI platform, according to an announcement. FlexID is a digital identity platform that aims to avail its decentralized digital identity network in emerging markets. In doing so, the firm hopes to help over 1 billion people that lack formal identification. Notably, this is FlexID's first funding deal. Founded by Zimbabwean serial technology entrepreneur Victor Mampunga, FlexID seeks to alleviate financial exclusion. Mampunga created the platform out of frustrations with the banking system, excluding individuals without identity documents. Specifically, FlexID intends to start by helping 400 million Africans who cannot access banking services because they lack identity documents. According to Mapunga, identity is foundational to modern-day commerce. Without an ID, one cannot participate in the economy even at the most basic levels, such as access to basic telco services, mobile money, and banking. So they say that they want to help 1 billion, and of those 1 billion, they've already got 400 million covered just with Africa. So it is very cool to see just the ways that technology is being used and these business developments that Algorand continues to make over time. And I really do think once investors really understand what this technology is about, there will be a huge surge to invest in Algorand in particular because of its long-term potential, number of use cases, and being one of the leaders in blockchain technology. He added that lacking an ID also limits access to education and healthcare. Additionally, national records are chaotic in most cases, further increasing business costs. However, FlexID provides a solution that introduces the informal sector to the formalized economy. Touting the platform, Mapunga said farmers can easily access credits and inputs. Africa continues warming up to the Web3 ecosystem. Africa continues to warm up to crypto and blockchain technologies to streamline financial inclusion. Earlier this week, Nigeria teamed up with Developing Africa Group to launch a massive crypto project on Algorand. This initiative seeks to roll out a countrywide wallet and an IP exchange marketplace. Before this, the Central African Republic announced plans to launch Africa's first legal Bitcoin investment platform. According to the plans, the country intends to name the platform Sango. Explaining why the country wants to develop the platform, President Faustin Archange Touadera said, "The formal economy is no longer an option. An impenetrable bureaucracy is keeping us stuck in systems that do not give a chance to be competitive." And I think that you start to hear this from countries around the world having the same issue, that it's going to spread and become something that gets adopted globally. The Central African Republic also became the second country to embrace Bitcoin as legal tender after El Salvador. The National Assembly passed a bill to make BTC legal tender to help improve the local economy and security. And we keep hearing about cybersecurity and breaches and ways to avoid that, and blockchain technology will be a big part of that. Now, in its fledgling stages, there are still things that are happening where you can see news articles about hundreds of millions of dollars worth of crypto being stolen from exchanges. But over time, that will improve. And once they get the right pieces in place and there are a lot more people using these types of projects, the security will be there to make it safe and something that people can be comfortable with. Jumping over to an article in You Today, Algorand funds see record-breaking weekly inflows. According to digital asset management firm CoinShares, Algorand-based institutional investment products had a record-breaking 20 million in inflows in the preceding week. According to Chinese crypto journalist Alan Wu, this could be linked to the Algorand blockchain's recent launches. And you can see this Twitter post. Digital asset investment products saw inflows totaling US 87 million last week, pushing year-to-date inflows just past the $500 million mark to 0.52. Algorand saw record inflows last week totaling 20 million, likely triggered by new product launches. Even though total assets under management are at their lowest level since July of 2021 due to price weakness, last week short Bitcoin saw 1.8 million in inflows, indicating that the market has not completely shed its bearish undertones. Ethereum continued its downward trend last week as well, with outflows totaling 11.6 million, bringing the year-to-date net outflows to 250 million. In sharp contrast to most other cryptocurrencies, most other altcoins witnessed inflows, with Solana and Tron each receiving 1.8 million and 0.4 million respectively. Now, we've already touched on this, but Algorand's recent launches, the Nigerian government recently signed an exclusive IPR, intellectual property rights agreement with the Developing Africa Group to launch a national wallet that will allow for the international commercializations of all IP forms created and registered in the country, both locally and internationally. And so this FlexID opportunity is a massive one, and something that I think that if you are behind this project, you should be very excited about, because this yet again proves that Algorand has a real future, and it's only a matter of time before they really take off. Wanted to touch on another article in You Today. Anthony Scaramucci takes large position in Algorand, and just go over some details as far as why this is important. For anybody who doesn't know, Anthony Scaramucci is the Skybridge Capital head, and he also has connections to the White House as Director of Communications for some time in 2017. Now, he had actually worked for Goldman Sachs for a number of years between 1998 and 1996, and then it was in 2005 that he actually founded Skybridge Capital, and so he has a wealth of knowledge in investment banking, equities, and private wealth management. And to see him take a position in cryptocurrency, you can see that some of these well-experienced individuals in investing are starting to see that there are crypto projects out there with real potential. Anthony Scaramucci recently told Business Insider that he had taken a large position in Algorand. Scaramucci claims that he finds the properties technology impressive. The high-throughput blockchain was created by Italian computer scientist Silvio Micali, as most of you are aware, who recently described Bitcoin, the first cryptocurrency, as a Neanderthal. As reported by You Today, Pharma Bro Martin Scarelli recently singled out Algorand among his favorite blockchain projects. Now, no extreme panic for now. Scaramucci, who has experienced a total of 8 bear markets, believes that stock market traders are yet to capitulate since there's no extreme panic in the air. And I would say that is exactly the same for Algorand. You've really got to be behind the project and understand what the vision is before you start to invest. But you also have to realize that, like with most projects, including companies within the stock market, that you've got to take a long-term stake and really be able to ride it out for years. The investor is certain that blockchain is the most disruptive innovation since the internet. Dirt cheap. He advises investors to turn to the dollar cost averaging investment strategy. He believes that there is an amazing buying opportunity for investors in the technology sector now that the stocks of major tech giants such as Amazon have plunged by more than 20%. The Mooch is also betting on the stock of Coinbase, the largest cryptocurrency exchange in the US. The coin stock has plunged more than 80% from its peak, performing in line with the top cryptocurrencies. So I know it can be hard to stomach and swallow right now when you see these huge drops, whether you're in the stock market or cryptocurrency. But we all know, for anybody who has been in crypto for a period of time, that there's a lot of volatility because we are still at the beginning of what is going to happen ultimately with this industry. And so when you find these dips, if it's a project or company that you really believe in, those are the times to take a larger position to be able to ride out for the long term and really build up what you can return on your investment. And I guarantee if you find the right projects, you should be able to find substantial wealth in the years to come. Now, I wanted to end the video by quickly touching on where we're at with the price action currently. It does show us at 42 cents, up 11.51% in the last 24 hours. Ranked number 30 as far as market cap. And if we go down to the charts, just looking at the last week, a lot of up and downs, above 42 cents, all the way down just below 36, 35 cents. And if you go to the last month, we had a high back in early May at 77 cents, almost 78 cents. And I think the last time that I had actually done a video on Algorand, which was back on April 6th, so almost 2 months ago. If we go back to that date, we're somewhere in the 80-cent range, so we're about half price, which I think is an excellent opportunity. I always say anything under $2 for Algorand is a steal, and currently at 42 cents, it's almost the best time that you can take an entry, but really understanding that you may have to ride this one out for the foreseeable future. So would love to hear others' thoughts, if they really stand strongly behind Algorand, where you think we are headed. And I'm not invested for the next bull cycle. I'm invested for several bull cycles so that I can really gain off my dollar cost averaging and the bag that I'm holding currently. I don't plan to sell anything with Algorand because I do think that they will be, if not the leader, one of the top. And they have such a great future with all these recent developments and continued business expansion. And so leave any comments below if Algorand is one of those projects that you really believe in, or if there are others out there that you want to comment or discuss. And let's use this forum as an exchange of information for fellow YouTube investors and really helping each other to find our path to financial freedom. Let's get out of that rat race, look to make some of that green, and don't just survive, thrive!